The canvas black with whispers gold, stories untold, secrets unfold, diamonds scatter where the shadows sleep, infinite skies, a promise to keep, beyond the lights where the stars collide, a universe vast where wonders hide, above our heads a cosmic dance, an endless dream, a fleeting galaxies swirl like painted streams, brushing the edges of our dreams. Planets hum their silent tune, chasing the sun, kissing the moon. We look but don't see, we forget to believe, beyond the lights where the stars collide, a universe vast where wonders hide, above our heads a cosmic dance, an endless dream, a fleeting nebulous bloom in colors untamed, every spark a fire unclaimed, hidden glory just out of sight, a quiet roar in the endless night, beyond the lights where the stars collide, a universe vast where wonders hide, above our heads a cosmic dance, an endless dream, a fleeting
Hello everybody, welcome. How are you? I wanted to say hello to all of you that are here. It's nice to see you all here. Hopefully it'll be a good night. It'll be quick and easy because tonight is going to be moonlit in about hour and 45 minutes. But for now, we've got time. And hey, start right in. We have Benson open tonight. I won't be opening the wide field system. It is out there. It's active, but I don't have it open at the moment. That's only because we're not going to have enough dark sky tonight to actually take advantage of both dark sky sites. We're going to have some moonlight coming in. I just wanted to point out real quick while we're here that if you look here in this view right here, okay, you can see Orion right there. There's Betelgeuse right there. There's the belt, and here's the Orion Nebula. It's so dark out there that our cameras can actually pick up the sky there. It's beautiful. But we can see Orion. I think what we'll do, because this is actually a beautiful view. This is the double cluster, one half of the double cluster in the constellation Perseus. You can see it if I give you an annotation. All right, it's H Persei. It's one half. The other half is to one side. And let me just establish the. There you go. So you see this here, and we have the other cluster down here out of the way. You can't really see this down there somewhere. You can't really see it. Okay, and this is we're gonna let this sort of cook a while. We're gonna take a image of it. We'll do a live stack of it, and this is going to be. Let's see. Let's pull that out of the way. Here we go. We'll make this a 20-second photo. All right, and we're gonna do it at our 250 gain. And let's do this. Let's turn this off. We don't need it. We know what it is. And we'll bring the live stack up, and we'll live stack this in. It's been a busy day here. I got some Navy work I've been working on all day, and this is just look at that. This is just the thing I need to unwind. Is a beautiful stream with all my friends out there. Let's color correct that a little. I'm not even guiding yet. I don't even have us guiding yet, but we can guide. Once I do this, we'll see a bunch of stars show up in here. Here we are, and we'll set a guide star. There we go. That's a perfect guide star, and now we're guiding, and we'll let that crank away. We'll let it get even, and I'll clear this one for now, and we'll get the next one in. It'll be oh, it looks beautiful. This is a gorgeous cluster. The double cluster is fascinating for a number of reasons. Number one, the double cluster is fascinating because we actually have two clusters that look like they're identical to each other, and they're right next to each other apparently in the sky, but in fact one is further away than the other. It just is a line of sight thing, which makes it look like it's real close, and it's not. Really interesting. All right, let me just make a couple other adjustments here. Okay, there we go. And I want to say hello to everybody that's here. I want to say hi. Sally Forth made it first. Hi, Sally. Good to see you, really. Sam S is with us. Star Panda. Hi, guys. And then we have, let's see, Timothy's with us. Timothy McGlynn. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Good to see you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Sarge is with us. Fantasy's with us. Nice to see you. And Kathy Messick is with us. Rockstar is with us. And Carl B has shown up. Nice to see you guys. I'm hopeful that you guys would have a good time with us. I'm gonna just check something here. Raw 16, yes. And I don't want that. How do you get rid of that? I don't know how to get rid of the region of interest. It's set to the whole screen anyway, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're gonna just check out a few things before the moon comes up here, which is all good. I'm gonna bring our curves up. This is the other end of this curve, and basically this is our mid-level, and we want to move that over and bring our values up, make it a little brighter. You can see that it's not even impacting the curve yet down here, and we want to make it do so. As soon as it starts rising on the curve, that's where we want to be, kind of over there, because then we have data hiding in the background that we can pull out. There, look at that. Nice, huh? Yeah, very nice. Yeah. You can see this star is kind of red. Very nice. Yes, very nice. And then I'll pull this up even a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful cluster of stars. H Persei, and you have H and K. And these stars are young stars. And it's just a gorgeous cluster. We're going to save it. I'm going to wait till we get to our 10 images stacked. And then we're going to come over to our planetarium, which we use to go to these different places. And currently we're here. Okay. That's where we are. And if you look at this is the frame of our view here, right? So you turn your head to the right and it's up and down. And so to the upper right of our image here, okay, is the other cluster over here. All right. So we're a little bit away from it, but you can start to see some of the stars. They're up here. And that's beautiful. Nice. I will color correct again. There we go. Okay. And I'll bring the mid-level over even more. There we go. Now you can... Now it's like a glittering jewel box in the sky, which is just what I love to see with the stars. Okay. For those just joining us, this is our data curve, the RGB curves. The white one is the average of the curves. And it's just the way that... It's the best way that we have to look at the night sky, because it kind of gives us the ability to capture things in a way that is the best processing settings, even if it's only momentary. If we bring this value, if we bring this curve over a little bit more, you'll see we'll get a darker sky, and we can actually bring it way over. And what will happen is with clusters, it'll get very dark like that, and say, wow, that's even better. But it's not. We lose data that way. So basically we stay to just to the left of the peak of the curve, and that gives us the best view at all. Okay. Now when the stars are young, they push away all the gas that they formed in, and so these stars are now naked. They have pushed away all the stars, all the rather gas that they were formed in. Okay. Oh, okay, so Orion's higher in the sky. You know, we're going to be able to look at the Orion Nebula tonight, probably, huh? I guess we will. We should probably do it before the moon comes up. But until then, let's just take another snapshot at 16 here. And I will save it exactly as seen. If you want to know where these are, you just have to go to skytourlive.org right there. Okay, right over my head there. Okay, and skytourlive.org is the place to go, because in skytourlive.org you can actually grab all of our data. All right, so this is where we are. That's our portal. I can actually make myself a little bigger here. All right, and you can enjoy it and do what you wish. All right, there's 18. I'll save it one more time. I'll never give up saving. And now we'll say, okay, we're done for now. And we'll say, okay. And we'll go back to our 1 second view here. This is our low light view right there. All right. And then back here, we'll back out for a bit. And you can see the other star cluster right here. All right. We'll not go there. Let's look around. We're in Cassiopeia, Perseus region. Okay. There's a beautiful nebula here. This is the Heart Nebula. And this has got a gorgeous central element in it. This is one called the Fishhead Nebula. And we're going to check the Fishhead out now. And I think you'll like the Fishhead. All right. The telescope's going to move a little bit. Okay. And our guiding, of course, is not going to function there. And so, here we go. And so the Fishhead is buried in here somewhere. Now, it doesn't look it, does it? But it's there. Let's do something. Alright, let's wait a sec. Let's let it stabilize. There we go. And let's just do a 20-second photo. In fact, I can do this to see if it knows exactly where it is. And yes, it does. Okay. So it's just a little bit south of us. And we'll bring that up. Yeah. So we come here back into our thing here. This is NGC 1795, and the center, there you go, this is it, 1795, a beautiful location. So what we'll do is we will go take that and move it further up in our view, because that is a beautiful image on its own. We'll take a picture here and we'll move all these up here. All right. So we go up this way. And this way. All right. Yep. And then up again. It's not quite left to right. We're going to make that happen, though. D. Smith. Hey, haven't seen you for a while. So nice to see you. Really nice to see you. You may have seen our early morning 3i Atlas views. We've been looking at it and doing time lapses. It's really impressive, and we've been having a great deal of fun with it. So we'll do more of that too. All right, so we're gonna go right here and take a picture. This is a nebula within the Heart Nebula, which is, it's a piece of the Heart Nebula known as the Fishhead Nebula. So let's grab our guide stars. That's a beautiful guide star, and off we go. All right, there we are. So now we're gonna take this guide star. I'll let the guiding stabilize. So it'll center up our image. There we go, it's getting closer. Here we are. And now we'll be ready to guide. So what I can do is do this as a 30-second shot. Take a 30-second shot and check out the Fishhead Nebula within the Heart Nebula. So tell me, guys, how are you all doing? Tim F is with us. Hey, Tim. Rockstar, what's up? C&D boy. Hey, thank you, C&D, on the show I was on just before this one. C&D boy was putting up some really cool our links and so forth. Thank you for that. Autopilot's with us. How you doing, Otto? Good to see you. All right, there we go. There's the fish head right there. I went a little too high. I'm gonna take us down a little bit. I know, that's me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is move this star down to about here, which I should probably do. So, wrong way, Feldman. Yep, and we're gonna get a complaint from our guider because I'm not guiding, of course. So let's move that down. All right, and then we can start again. All right, and we'll move this over a little bit. It's a beautiful dark sky in Benson, Arizona. It's actually marginally darker than our Sonoran site, which is really cool. Otto, we're on the Benson telescope tonight. He asked which telescope. Dean Bostador is with us. Hi, Dean. What's up? I like Tim F's greeting. Every time he comes in, it's like, woohoo! I love it. Okay, we have picked this location. We're going to stay here, and we're going to now grab our stars again. Grab a guide star. Oh, I can see which one it's going to take. There it is, just the one I thought. Nice. Very nice. All right. I was on Dark Matters Radio before this show, and it went very well. People enjoyed it. We're going to do a 30-second shot here. All right. And we're going to come out of our low light mode and go into deep sky mode. That means we're going to stack. Now I'm going to shrink this just a little bit so that we have the full frame here. We're using our UHCS filter here. You can see that there. We have a radiant filter. We have a gradient filter. We have just a dark blocker, so we can do dark frames, and then open to just a plain night sky. But we use UHCS because it's sensitive to certain nebular colors. Perfect. Look at that. That's called the fish head. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads. Fish heads, eat them up, yum. I know, that was a song. Some of you know it. I know you do. Just don't want to admit it. Sally Forth says, it's Jim Morrison's birthday. Sing some Doors, Mark. I don't have any Doors songs memorized in my head. You know, I'm just not that good at that. Hang on, I'm going to take off my sweatshirt because my office here is become pretty warm thanks to my heating system. It is winter. It's like under 20 degrees outside, believe it or not. It's very, very cold here. The other night it was 7 degrees. I don't even live in the Arctic. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we have 3 frames here. You can see the 3 down here right there. And the 3 shows how many frames have been stacked right there. So the way that works, you've probably heard me say it, but I'll tell you. When we stack, what we're doing is we take a picture, we take a second picture, align it with the first, star to star, and place it on top. And we make an image sandwich that way. All right, so that only the good data is recreated on every following frame. So average bad data, things that momentarily come up, like a satellite trail or whatever, eventually get pushed right back down into the background again. Right, and that's what stacking does for us. Plus, it subdues all the noise. You notice how kind of rough this looks? We zoom in, and you can see that it has this kind of rough look to it. Well, that's going to go away as soon as we get more frames. That noise gets cut in half by doubling the number of frames. So we're at 5 frames now. By the time we're at 10, we'll have half the amount of digital noise on this image than we have now. Okay, and that's how that works, and that's pretty cool. That's a nice thing. So we'll see the noise here will be so much reduced. It'll be really nice. All right, we'll let this keep going. Sam S, how you doing? That's funny, Sam S. I'm gonna set the night on fire now. Come on, baby, light my fire. Oh yeah. So I have another project with History Channel Brewing. They asked me, I didn't seek it out, and they're doing another potential show, so I might be in another show other than The Proof Is Out There. Not sure, but they're gonna have me come down to New York on the 18th, it looks like, to do some filming for this new show, and or not. It's a marketing piece for a new show, so we'll see what happens. I never expected to be that guy that does these kinds of things, but it helps get the word out. Now, this is called the Fish Head Nebula because it supposedly looks like a fish. Big gill right here, you know, and the fish head here. I guess it sort of does. But it's what people see, right? It's what people choose to see. Apparently I do know some Doors lyrics, Sam. Apparently I do. Oh, wow. Actually, Dean says he needs to light his fire. I have a wood stove kind of up that way from where I am right now. It's on the upstairs floor, and technically I should stoke it, but I'm gonna sit here with you and I'll just relight it if I have to later. I'd rather share the night with you guys than stoke the stove. Don't tell anybody. Wow. By the way, I've been invited to the Ozark conference in April to speak there. I'm going back to Colorado in August to speak there at the Snippy the Horse conference. If you haven't heard of that, look up snippy.space and you will find this conference about a horse that actually died under mysterious circumstances with a UFO sighting involved. I'm also going to be at Contact in the Desert in the end of May into early June. I'll be at Pine Bush the following weekend in June. July would normally be Roswell, but Roswell, they got flooded out. Roswell, middle of New Mexico, where it's dry as a bone in many places. The Roswell Community Center got flooded with 3 feet of water. So I don't think they're doing anything. I think that they're trying to recover. It's unfortunate. Roswell's a really fun town to do talks in and stuff because people are so nice there. They really are. They all mean so well. They try to do the nice things for everybody. They're good people. And I did not contact Daryl tonight because I wasn't sure if I was going to be streaming or not. But I am. I'll have him on. I'll grab him the next time. You know. Curtis Horn's with us. Hey, Curtis. Good to hear you. Good to hear you, man. Even though hear from you, I guess I should have said. Yeah. So now we're at 12, and the amount of noise that we have is dropped in half from the last time. Let's color correct. You'll notice that the nebula gets a little more red. Okay. And you know where the telescope's looking? The telescope's kind of looking at a pretty good angle upward. I can give you the exact altitude and everything, but it's not really that important. But this is nice. This is Fishhead Nebula. As time goes on, you'll see more and more detail, but we can kind of do a quick over process here. Over there on the right side, you see me over here. I'll do a quick over process just to see what's in it. All right. So here's what's hiding in the background. We got all this extra detail back here, and we can actually turn that into a negative by doing this, and you can see details of that nebula in here by doing this stuff here. When I was getting my degree in astronomy, I've told you this often, I would very many times I would actually work with just negatives of the images that we take because the negatives were easier to work with, you know, because when you're looking at a black thing in the sky, you can't sometimes see that very faint object that's hiding inside the black. But if you make it a negative, it stands out actually, and that's something that's very important to know how to do. So we would do that. Let's see here if I do this. Yeah, make myself a little bit bigger. My ego's not big enough, so I have to enlarge myself on the screen to make myself a little bit bigger. Okay, we have 15 taken here, the fish head. We're going to take up our note annotation here. And it's this guy, 1795. And it's IC 1795. The IC stands for Index Catalog. As you can imagine, in astronomy, we have a lot of catalogs of different objects. Well, that's this. I'm going to set that as the target name. And then I'm going to add fish head to it so that if you want to look it up on our server, you'll be able to find it as Fish Head Nebula. Okay, so with 17 taken, I will save it. Now here's the thing, okay? Obviously, you're seeing a portion of the nebula. You're not seeing all the intricate detail deep in the nebula. To do that, I'd have to take more than a 30-second photo, as you can see here. All right, I'd have to expose this for like 2 minutes each frame, or more, maybe 10 minutes each frame, and then that gets added together with about 30 other frames like that. Now, 30 frames times 10 minutes, that's 300 minutes. Okay, you don't want to be sitting staring at the screen watching 300 minutes of data develop before your eyes, because you won't see much different for the first, I don't know, 30 or 40 frames. So you want to really get some immediate satisfaction from this, and so that's why I do it this way. I want to hit a number of objects and show you what's going on. I really want to look at Orion Nebula. I want to show you guys this thing, because this is dark nebula. You'll notice now we're starting to see a glow here. That's an area of denser hydrogen gas, so it's glowing a little brighter. The local density of the gas is brighter. And this black cloud of dust is in front of that and blocking some of it from us. So here's the black cloud, and there's the red glow behind it. And so this is blocking some of it. Same here. This stuff, the only reason you can see this black dust is because it's sitting in front of the nebula behind it. Okay? And that's, again, it's a 3D universe that we're looking at. A 3D universe. You know? Cyclone's with us. How you doing, man? Oh, you're not late. We only started around 9:45 anyway. So no problem. He said, I'm so late. No, you're not. You're good. Okay. And Kathy says, I've got my contact in the desert ticks. Excellent. Excellent. Well, you know what? You'll enjoy all the talks there. Maybe even some of mine if you're gonna check it out, which I think you will. Mundus Flint, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Glad you're doing well, Cyclone. All right, we're at 22 shots here. We're gonna go to 25, and then we'll move on. Gives us time for things to get higher in the sky. I'm gonna find. There was one thing I looked at the other night, which you know what I do, because what you don't realize is I come in here on my own and I find some really cool objects. Okay, like the tadpoles. Where's the Owl Nebula from us? It's below. Yeah, okay. It's just not about to come up. It's stuck in limbo land of being below the horizon right now. Well, wait a minute. Let's see. I'll do this. Yeah, Bode's Galaxy. The M81 and M82 are only like 17 degrees above the horizon, so not worth looking at right now. I'd love to see them, love to show you, but they have to come up just a little more to be able to do that. So let's bring this up here. We are currently in the fish head. We're over here. Let's oops, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get us back to the fish head nebula. And so what I'll do, I don't think it knows it is fish head. Yeah, no, that's okay. Oh yeah, it does, right there. Yeah, there we are. Okay. And so we're actually looking here at the Fish Head Nebula. Our image is better than the image in this planetarium, so we're good. I like that. All right, there's our gill that we're seeing. Remember, this is now, if you look at this, you'll see that we have to look to the right and rotate our eyes to the right. So upper left to lower right is where this thing would be moving through. So there's the gill, there's the fish head. Let me see if I got something going on here. I might have a rotation thing that I have to fix. I do. Alright, well, I will save these as they are and then redo it to be exactly what it's supposed to be. Okay, so right now this should say both and had none, so it's going to change the orientation of this here, and that's exactly what we want to do. But we're done with this for now, and we'll have the right orientation moving forward here. Okay, so coming out of here, let me look for, again, we're letting Cleopatra's Eye Nebula, that's the one. We're going to wait for Orion to come up a little more. Alright, so it's 25 degrees. This is really neat. I want to show you this little nebula because it's so cool. Alright, so hopefully you see the telescope's going to move. There it goes. There is the guider complaining because we're not actually guiding right now. That's fine. And let's go here and go to our 1 second shot here and do this. There it is. Right, there's Cleopatra's Eye. Now, it doesn't look like much right now. And we have to refocus a little bit here. But I think you'll find it rather interesting. And once I refocus a little. Yeah, I gotta come the other way. Hey Genghis, how you doing? Genghis Khan's with us. Alright, and well, it looks like I don't have any hair. Okay. Had this problem the other night too. It wasn't. I may have to take it and do a focus, but I'll show you this real quick just so you can see what this looks like. It's really a very interesting nebula. It's got 2 layers in it and has an internal structure too that's really cool. Let me come here though, and let's go. I did this before too. Let's go here. Just get a starry field. And using the starry field, I'm going to refocus. Alright. And when I get the starry field refocused, this will be good. Then I can move us back to the other site. There we go. Let's get a bunch of stars. I did this actually last night. The exact same thing. Alright. Alright, so let's take this and start from this next position here. Actually, that's coming out okay. We might be able to do this. Let's try this. Gonna Alright. get this up more. Give us more to play with. Yeah. Okay. And we'll try this. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'm going to take us to here. And that looks perfect. Okay, by chance, I was going to do a focus run, but I don't have to because this actually looks okay. So what I'll do now is I'll bring us back to Cleopatra's Eye. Oops, this is Cleopatra's Eye, not the star I was just on. Okay. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll bring that up in the field here. You can already see some really intricate details in it. Let's bring those up for you to see. And the blue color, the bluish green you see is a really interesting color. Greg O'Brien's with us. Hi, Greg. Yeah, if only I could, but the planetarium software, he says, if only you could add your captures to the planetarium software. Yeah, it's written by a group that has their own ideas of this, and that's okay. All right, so now let's do this, okay? Let's come back and start our guiding. So we're going to set up a guiding frame. Okay, and we're going to grab a guide star. I see the one it's going to pick. That's correct. And we'll start guiding on that. This peak is the peak of the light for the guide star. That's the guide star magnified. All right, and this is the field of view of the guider. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's come in here, and believe it or not, this just needs a 10-second shot. It does. That's all it is. It needs a 10-second shot. And we're going to live stack it. Okay, and get out of our low light view. And I want you to see what this thing looks like. It's incredible. Okay, I know it doesn't look like much, does it? But wait, because what we're going to do now is we're going to pull this way down. And as we pull this way down, we're going to start to see, in fact, I'm going to take that off and pull it way down. Look at that. So now we're seeing some detail in here. Check this out. This is a star that has gone through star death, okay? What that star in the middle, that's a white dwarf, right? So it's blue, it's hot, it's giving off most of its energy in the ultraviolet, and it's causing the envelope around it to glow. Now, in this particular case, the envelope around this star is mostly oxygen. Oxygen is the third most abundant element in the universe. It stands to reason we'd see a lot of it out there, and we do. And so oxygen, when you have ultraviolet light hitting an oxygen atom, the two electrons can be bounced off the atom. It's called ionization. And when that happens, the ionization will cause the atom to glow when those electrons come back into the atom. That's called recombination, when they recombine with the original atom they came from or another oxygen atom that lost a couple of electrons, because they're all kind of out there. But most likely it's the same atom because they're spaced pretty far apart. In a sugar cube sized space, you might have at most 30,000 atoms. More likely you might have 30 to 10,000 of them. Okay, so it's really not that many, atoms per cubic centimeter for a sugar cube size. Okay, let's add a little more brightness to this so you can see it. Look at that. So now you have this outer shell, okay, perfectly spherical. You have this inner shell, and you notice it has some dark veins in it. These are structures caused by the fact that the star is probably rotating in there, and as these shells come off, they come off with higher and lower densities, and they create these little spider-like veins inside. But this is this is one of those exact kind of things that we look at and say, wow, this is incredible. You know, this is definitely a planetary nebula. It's how these things happen. You know, and if we overprocess, we'll blast that, and you'll notice that there's really not much else around here. There's no other outer rings or anything like that. There's just those inner ones that we're seeing. Now, if the Hubble took an image, it might show more, but this is Cleopatra's. This is the Cleopatra's Eye Nebula. It probably won't be able to. No, there we go. I did it. So this is NGC 1535. NGC stands for New General Catalog. All right. So this is nice, and we'll save with annotations. Okay. Probably should have set the target name first, so it's going to complain when I save again. It'll say, hey, did you mean that? And I'll say, yeah, I did. Okay, I'll fix it. So we do it. All right. So we have saved the image with annotations. Now it's in the Cleopatra's Eye Nebula. And there we go. And so that's in there now. And this is just a gorgeous little nebula, isn't it? Now under enhancement, we're doing an unsharp mask. And what I want to do is sharpen it some more. And give it a little bit more. Because I want to pull out some more detail. Yeah, and you can see now there's more detail in here. Greg O'Brien says, is the glow kind of like Cherenkov radiation, like the blue we see in a nuclear reactor? No, this bluish green is actually the glow of doubly ionized oxygen, what we call O3. And the reason it's not O2, and the 2 is a Roman numeral 2, and the 3 is a Roman numeral 3. It's O3, O-I-I-I. And that's because O1, Roman numeral 1, is the base state where oxygen has all its electrons. We just leave off the ones when we talk about oxygen and hydrogen. Otherwise, we'd be saying oxygen 1, hydrogen 1 all the time. Instead, we just say hydrogen and oxygen. So oxygen 2 is a singly ionized oxygen atom, and oxygen 3 Roman numeral, is a doubly ionized, where 2 electrons have absorbed some ultraviolet radiation and bounced off the atom temporarily. Well, look at that. Yeah, so that's not, it's not like Cherenkov radiation. That's a different process. But that's a very good question. Thank you for asking that, actually. And hello, Wayne Pinkham. Wayne is here. Wayne's been here to the house. Wayne is a really cool guy. He went to Mauna Kea. I mentioned this before. And I wear the t-shirt he brought me back, which shows all the mirrors and all the telescopes on Mauna Kea at the time that he went. It's a really nice shirt, and it's actually a good reference for people that want to see, but it's on the back, so I have to like take a photo and look in the mirror to see it. But it's a good shirt, you know. Thank you, Wayne. I still appreciate it very much. Okay. All right, so this is Cleopatra's Eye Nebula. There's 32 images. We're going to save them here, and we're going to leave this behind. I just wanted you to see this really quick because it's really cool. All right, now we'll go back to our low light mode. And you'll still see Cleopatra's Eye in the low light mode. All right, and then we'll zoom out. Get our frame back again. Okay. And now, let's zoom out a bit because we're kind of in the neighborhood now of, guess what? Orion. And even though the Orion Nebula is only about 18 or so degrees above the horizon, it looks like, I would have to say that it's probably just, well, actually, if we click on it, all right, its altitude is what? Its altitude is 19. Okay, not good, but you know what? We'll do it anyway. Because the moon will be up in a little while, and we want to be able to do this. The moon will be up in about 45 minutes. So let's head to the Orion Nebula. You watch the telescope over here. And you'll see that we're going to point right here. And we're almost there. And there it is, the Orion Nebula. Okay? And what we're going to do is bring that nebula up into our view. And you'll see when we do, you can see a lot of features right off the bat. Okay? Alright. And here we go. Let's do this. Let's bring this back over. Okay, wrong way again. Yeah, this here is the same oxygen glow that we saw in Cleopatra's Eye for the same reason. And we'll tell you why in a minute as I get this over in the middle here. And turn off the guiding for this. So here's the Orion Nebula in this telescope. It's actually quite nice. Let's do this. Let me bring this up like this. And what I'll do now is I'm going to get out of this mode here, and you'll notice there's 4 stars in here. There is actually more than that, okay? But these 4 stars are well known. They're called the trapezium, and they're very, very hot young stars, and it's due to their ultraviolet energy output that we get this nebula glowing the way it does. Right? The red is ionized hydrogen, this greenish blue is ionized oxygen, and this is dark dust. Again, a tongue of dust sticking over the nebula behind it. That's what we're seeing here. Really interesting. Now, we can I'll take an image right here. Let's go to get a guide star, and we'll do that now. Yeah. Alright, so now let's grab a guide star. And the only problem with it is it's funny because the Orion Nebula doesn't have very many good guide stars because these stars are actually difficult to see with all the nebulae in the way. But that's okay. I got this one, and we'll see how that works. May or may not work. Okay. So now we're going to do a shot that's only 15 seconds in length. And that's going to be way too long for what we're doing, but you'll see. So we're going to stack that, and we'll bring it in. This will be the first Orion Nebula of the season for you guys. Alright, and ready? Here we go. Boom. Oh, look at the Orion Nebula. There's the trapezium in here. You notice the colors really pop. Okay, this is the oxygen, this here, the greenish blue, and the hydrogen. And I will move this down here because there's this down here. This is measure 42, the Orion Nebula. This is measure 43, which is also known as De Moraine's Nebula. All right, but it's also a beautiful addition to this region. I'm going to color correct this. I get a slight color change. All right, look at the colors. This nebula is a really, really good example. In fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this down. Okay, and yeah, that's what I thought. We're going to lose our guide star. We might have some wind going on out there. You can see how the stars are oblong a little. Yeah, that's why. So we're going to clear this. I'll come back to this, and let's pick a smaller star. That's probably easier. Let's try this. We'll stop. Grab one. There's a really good guide star. That's a good one. Okay. The idea is you want this peak to stay below the saturation point at the top. And so far so good. So far so good. Alright, So we're going to clear this again and let this come in. All right. So we are down below the belt of Orion. Okay. And there we go. Now we have this beautiful shot. You can see these tiny little stars in here. It's really, really pretty. And that's still not perfectly guided. We know Benson is well known for having some wind early on. And it's early on in the evening right now. So we have a little bit of wind. And it's probably causing some problems. But, you know, it's fun, right? Sally Forth says, I feel like nothing else matters when you show us such beautiful things. All our human problems disappear. I wish it was permanent. Word up, Sally. Word up. You know? Oh, hey. And Ginga says, word up, Toner Low. Hi, Toner Low. How you doing? Really nice to see you. JSCO is with us. Hey, man. How's it going? All right. So you can see this dark material, and that is again. Okay, that's in the way. I don't want that to be in my view. That's got to come out. There we go. So this dark material then is sitting in front of this area right here, all around. Okay, so that's a tongue of material sitting in front of a bright nebula behind it, and that's what we're seeing here, right? We see that this borders a dark edge here, and that is dark material, not a gap in the gas. And this is all dark material that is blocking the light from this nebula, which is a continuation of this nebula. This and this, you can see how they're logically the same, but this is something in the foreground obstructing what's behind it. And that's what's going on here. We got to remember the universe is in 3 dimensions. All right. That's something. And it's nice to see the real interesting convolutions in here. And what I'm going to do, I've got the enhancement so high that we're actually getting some bad artifacts in here. So I'm going to drop this down. This is only temporary kind of stuff. All right. So I turn it off. That's what it looks like without any enhancement. Add a little bit of enhancement, and you get a little bit of a sharper view of this stuff. There's a beautiful, it's online. I wish I did it. I didn't do it, but it's a 3D fly-through of the Orion Nebula, and done by studies of the gas movements and so forth. And the nebula, you can tell how far away the gas is, and how much it's moving, and so you can simulate it and then fly through it in 3 dimensions. That's really cool. Ginga says, mesmerizing colors. Yeah, and Otto says, awesome image. JSCO says, Mark. All right. Okay. Yeah, these 4 stars are the powerhouse that light this entire nebula. By the way, let me zoom out a little bit. This entire nebula, from this end, it actually goes way farther than this, to this end, is about 24 light years across. And that is how much these stars can affect many light years in size. And that is just an incredible distance over which radiation can cause this kind of glow. We see it all the time. You know? Cleopatra's Eye, you saw that? Well, that guy was maybe a light year, 2 light years at the most in diameter. This is 24 light years in diameter, and we're still getting a glow. But again, we have 4 extremely hot stars as the source to most of that. Now, what I think is funny is no one out here has said, "Show us Betelgeuse! Show us Betelgeuse!" Do you want to see Betelgeuse? I'll show you Betelgeuse. When it goes supernova, I'm hoping that we'll be able to just go and see it happen. Can you imagine if I went to show you Betelgeuse and all of a sudden, you watch it explode? That would be cool. Once in a lifetime for sure. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. It almost looks like a painting, doesn't it? It's like a watercolor painting. Or a painting where we spilled it accidentally. Either way, it's art. Or it's paint dripped into water. Yeah, alright, now I'm going to set this. And actually, I can just have it give me the name. I don't have to do that. It'll say M42. There we are. So this will be M42 Great Orion Nebula. One of the few nebulas that you can actually see with your eye. We'll save with annotations. Okay, and then we will get out of this and come in here, save it. Oh, and save it exactly as seen. And I see I've got a problem here. Well, that was dumb. Okay. Well, that was silly of me. I actually didn't capture all those frames because I was I had my full width f maximum filter set wrong. No problem. It's just going to get better from here. That's beautiful. It's going to get better and better. Sometimes I do stupid things, guys. I was so excited about seeing it. See, now we're getting them fine. But I left all these. Didn't work. That's me. Welcome to my crazy world. Sometimes I do that stuff. But it's not going to take long to literally cut the noise in half, and it's looking pretty. Look at this beautiful modeling in here. This is an unprecedented view. I've never seen this so nice before. We can see this three-dimensionality almost to these shapes in here. It's just gorgeous. Wow. And it's still low to the night sky. Can you imagine when it gets higher in the sky? It's gonna be even better than this. Incredible. Wow, look at that, huh? Kathy Messick, show us Betelgeuse. Okay, I will. But now that I screwed up on this, I've got to just get a few more frames. I'm going to redock it so that I can shrink it just a little bit. Alright, and put it up here. Look at that. Look at that. Looks good. Okay. That is beautiful. Okay, let's try a little something. Let's increase the contrast and bring in some more of the data that's hidden in there. How about that, guys? Look at that. Isn't that something? Let's color correct. It won't do much, but it'll do a little bit. You see the very, very sharp blue there? That is literally oxygen, a cloud of oxygen gas that's actually there. Michael Hendricks with us. Hey, man. That's really pretty. Now, we used to take these pictures in black and white, believe it or not. So this is what the Orion Nebula looked like to us. For years, in the 1800s, all we ever got were these kind of colors, or lack of colors, was black and white. We had no idea what colors they were, other than knowing, well, some of this is going to be red, some of this is going to be blue. But that sharp edge there, we didn't know. that was a oxygen area, but look at it. When you get subtle colors, it's very, very interesting how the colors, when they're just barely there. See that? But then, boom, that's what you're really looking at. In fact, that's even a little too intense. All right, so we still have the trapezium is kind of blown out there. But if we back this off just a little, there's the trapezium back again, right there. Beautiful. 17. We'll go here and save this right now. Save it exactly as seen. So we save the annotated view as well. Hope you guys are having fun. This is amazing. This is a lot of fun. This telescope really, really performs well. So happy with it. Okay. In our view here, that's the telescope looking out at Orion. This is Orion right here. Let me bring it up a little more. There you go. You can see all of Orion there. This is our Starlink antenna for our internet out there in the middle of nowhere. And we're here courtesy of Starlink. Look at that. Really something. There's 20. Okay, good. All right. And now we're going to go look at Betelgeuse. Now, Betelgeuse, don't be disappointed, but I want you to see Betelgeuse before it goes supernova. All right. There we go. And then there's the trapezium again. So now we're going to go look at Betelgeuse. And there's a lot to see here. So we're going to go check out some more stuff too. But here's Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is a supergiant star, about 570 to 650 light years from us. Okay, there goes the telescope, moving to Betelgeuse. All right, let me get this shut down here. All right. Okay. Now, obviously, we're not seeing anything there, are we? Well, that's correct, because we just have to do one thing. To do that, we're going to have the telescope bring us straight to Betelgeuse now. I think it's down here. I think I see a red glow here. Yep, there it is. Right, so we'll take a nice exposure of Betelgeuse. It's kind of fun. It's Alpha Orionis. Now, we use the Greek alphabet to specify brightness of the main stars in the constellation. Okay, Alpha Orionis is the brightest. Beta Orionis is the next brightest, and so forth. All right. I'm going to just do one thing here. There we go. Get in here. Go here. I'll be right there. And then we'll do this. Okay, good. I had to get my colors better. I just didn't like the colors on my face. Made me look too blue. I'm not blue. I'm happy. Always happy when I got you guys to hang with. All right. So let's go in here and... Okay. Now... Alpha Orionis right there. And that's our target name. So let's just do a 10-second photo of Alpha Orionis. You won't see a whole lot going on here, but you know what? We'll give it a shot. Alright, let's get out of that. We know what it is. I'm not even guiding right now. But look at that. Okay, that's actually a little bright, so come back down. We're seeing the diffraction rings here of it. That's very good that they're like that. Alright, let's grab our guide star. that's not a good guide star. This is. There we are. It's got a very bright light in there. Okay, so let's take this. Move this up. And you can see, yeah, it's gotta be a little bit better. It's gotta guide better. That ain't guiding good. Oh, we got wind. Holy cow. Yeah, it's very windy out there. Look at that. This is moving around. That happens from time to time. We do get a lot of wind out there. So, you know, we take our chance. Actually, let me do that. Let's see how that holds. Look at that, though. That's definitely windy out there. There we go. So Betelgeuse is a red supergiant. If you put it where the sun is, it would extend all the way out to the orbit of Jupiter nearly, and that's a sphere. So it's on all sides, all the way around. That's a massive body in the universe. And there's still plenty of room for so many others. It's amazing how that works. Isn't that incredible? Yeah. I've got a couple things I want to look at too when we're in this area. But with the wind hitting us, I'm not sure it's going to work, but we'll try it. Here. We're going to have basically this beautiful view. Let me try something. Right, so that stands as a photo of Betelgeuse that we've taken. And we have some questions here. Dean Bossador says, kaboom! Betelgeuse, Betelgeuse, Betelgeuse. Oh, thank you very much. Yep. Yeah, Michael Hedrick, the star is huge. And Tony says, yeah, Betelgeuse is a big old honking star. Yeah, it is. And guess what? It's not the biggest. There's even bigger stars out there that almost dwarf Betelgeuse. I know. Sounds crazy. Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. Marvin the Martian, remember? Us Martians get very angry indeed. Yep, what's up, Doc? Ooh. I like Marvin the Martian. One of my favorite cartoons. Especially the way he walked. His feet moved a mile a minute, but he only moved a short distance. It was hilarious. Okay. There we go. That's our low light view. We'll come back in to our beautiful magical view here. And, oh, look at that. It has to get higher in the sky, but we will check it out. I'm going to check out this guy. I haven't seen this one with this telescope yet. I'm going to try it. This is Casper the Friendly Ghost Nebula. I think you'll like Casper. Casper the Friendly Ghost. Yeah. Here he is. Let's go check it out. And we will see a lot more of Casper in the coming months. Promise. Okay, and let's see if before I get the star, let me do a 20-second shot. Make sure that we're here. I can check it out with this. Yeah, I thought that was the ones. Yeah, I should probably just move it up a little bit, and we should be good. M78 is what we're looking at. Okay. Okay, we're gonna say, yep, there it is. And we say measure 78. And we're gonna center it in the view. And we're gonna go back to our low light view for the moment. There we go. And then this one's gonna be a 45-second shot. And then we'll come back in here and recapture our guide field, and then grab a guide star, which is perfect. That'll be a great guide star. Okay, it stabilizes. We can get rid of this, and now we are starting a 45-second exposure under guiding. These two stars are interesting because they form the heart of this, and what they do is they make reflection nebula. They are illuminating dust around them. They're not ionizing anything. They're just illuminating dust. And as we live stack and go into a low light mode, when it first comes in, you'll see the illuminated dust. It's fascinating. It kind of looks whitish, all right, but it's literally just direct reflection of starlight, and that's kind of cool. Yeah. So there they are, and this is a dark line here. It's a little blue because the dark dust is actually scattering some of this material, but there's a line of darkness that's going to come down here and develop, you'll see. And again, it's very low in the sky, so the fact that we're seeing it this good is really quite amazing. And you can see some down here for me. It's just beautiful. But this is the core part of it. What we're going to do in the coming weeks, we'll have the other telescope, the Sonoran scope. We'll have that up at the same time, and what we'll do is show what it sees at the same time, so that you can actually see the exact same object, but close up. With this telescope and wide field with the Sonoran scope, which is cool. That's what we want to do, so you can see all that, and that's neat. All right, so we'll let this percolate a little bit. Let it go, let it go. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's I'm going to just quickly check something out here. All right. Yeah, really pretty. Absolutely beautiful. Can't say it's not, you know. All right. So, We've got 4 images captured right now. Let's color correct. And that's more correct. Look at that. Now you can actually see some of the subtle detail coming out. It may remind you of the Orion Nebula, but the fact is, it's actually not. It's not like the Orion Nebula at all. There's a subtle, tiny bit of emission nebula in here that you're seeing, but this is mostly reflection nebula. Dark dust actually reflecting starlight, and you're seeing it just like that. But it's a beautiful, beautiful view. And if we zoom on this, we can darken the background a little bit, and then lighten up the foreground a little bit, like this. And you can see that there's some detail in there. And what we do is we balance these levels to get the best view while we're actually capturing everything. And that's what we're doing right now. It's looking pretty good. Wow. I'll save it here. Remember, you got to go to skytourlive.org and scroll down to the point where it says, take me to cool pictures. I want to see cool pictures. And you'll get these cool pictures. There's instructions on how to handle our directory structure and everything like that if you wish. Interesting too, so you notice in this guy right here, this is all dust in here, and this is a dust lane that's up here in the foreground. Alright, and this stuff is in the background. Okay, so this is blocking, this dust lane here is blocking the light that would otherwise be seen behind here. So it's actually in the foreground blocking the background. You know, I keep harping on that because I want you to understand that it's a three-dimensional universe like that. Man, we're getting starting to get moonlight on the northeastern horizon here. It's like a waning gibbous moon. That's all right. We have some time. Really nice. Mark, you can look into 3D printing Marvin the Martian's Acme ray gun. I got one a while back for a steampunk convention. That's cool. Ooh, where is my ray gun? I want my ray gun. I have to blow up the Earth. It's blocking my view of Venus, or whatever he said. Oh, it's okay, Doc. What? You can't do that. That's where I live. Just incredible. I'll bet it's on Thingiverse, right? Michael Hendricks says, anyone watch Elio? The movie, amateur radio stuff, and space travel. Love the humor. Oh, cool. Now I know what I'm doing when I get out of here. I have our all-sky camera out in the Sonoran Desert looking at the night sky while I'm showing this. I'm looking at that other one as well. And it's I'm only doing a 4-second exposure out there, but you can still see the winter Milky Way at 4 seconds. It's incredible. Let's do this. There we go. A little better. And now let's see where our levels are here. And we're going to bring that further up the curve to darken up the background a little more. You know. So until we go past the curve, we're not going to start losing data too much. But if you look, you can actually see some really incredible details starting to show up in here. And it's going to get finer and finer as we acquire more images. We have 11 now. This is neat. I feel like I want to rush though because we got the moon coming up. But let's go see if there's anything else I want to show you before we do that. I mean, there's always something to show you. We have so many good things coming up. Oh. You know, I could show you, because it's way up here, we could look at the Crab Nebula. Do you want to see a supernova remnant, the Crab Nebula? Let me know in the chat. Yes, that's right.
This is my PU-235 explosive space modulator. Where is my space modulator?
C&D Boy says 49 minutes to touchdown. Soyuz MS-27 is in re-entry burn. That's over Russia because they land on the steppes in Russia, the Russian steppes. Oh, the Crab Nebula is in the Elio movie? Oh, okay. Well, we should check it out then, just for fun, right? What a good idea. So we have this here, and that's pretty good. Now what I'll do is I will bring in some more detail by pulling this way up close. So you can see there's a lot of detail hiding in here. All right. I'll save it like this, and we're going to go to 15 on this, and then we'll check out the Crab Nebula. Hope you guys are having a good time tonight. Hey, Gary, your internet's back up. It's about time, dude. I missed you on the show. I was on the show he's on with Don Ecker and Mark Center. And it's like, man, I do the show because he's on it. Pop culture minefield, man. Glad your net is back up, Gary. And yes, it's pronounced Gary, not Jerry. I know it looks like Jerry, but it's Gary. Ask him, he'll tell you. Nice, Dean. Yeah, you're supposed to do the show. I did the show anyway. You know, but hey, it's okay. Gary's like one of the coolest illustrators, okay, and artists. You can't imagine. This guy knows what the heck he's doing. And he's illustrated some pretty high-end stuff. So he's a pretty famous guy here in our chat. So get to know him. Be nice to him. Maybe he'll draw your picture. Oh, look at that. We got a satellite coming through. I'm going to save this before that gets bad. That's probably going to come here, be here next. It's got dashes. It's a tumbling object, whatever it is. We'll see the next one. All right, the next one's coming in now. Yeah. Okay. We're not going to save this. Well, I'll save it, but I don't have to use it. You know? I can use the files from earlier in this. All right. All right, we'll stop here with that. and move to another object. You know, when satellites tumble, sometimes they're bright when they face you, and then they're not so bright when they are end on, and that's kind of what we're looking at there. If we come here, yeah, I don't. There's something else that I have to do in here, I think. Trying something. All right, we'll do that. All right, I was just trying to see something. All right. Okay, never mind. I'm good. So now what we'll do is we're going to go to this other object I wanted to show you, which was here, higher in the sky, better view for sure. There we go. Yep. And our guider is now like, no. All right. And it's right there. Can't really tell, but it's right there. All right, so let's guide on this. It's right there. So let me just move it down a little bit. Okay, center it up. Experience tells me it's right here. Okay, a little one more. Okay, now let's guide on this. And we'll get a nice guide star here, I can tell you that. There we go. Alright, we'll let this stabilize. You'll see that crosshair end up in the middle of that bright object over a few seconds of exposure. All right, it'll get in there. And now we're going to do a 25-second photo here. I'm going to drop us down to 200 gain and do a 30-second photo. Okay, there it is. And we're going to live stack this. The Crab Nebula is a fascinating location. It's done some it's got some amazing history. When it was first seen was in the explosion that created the supernova was a star obliterating itself, and that was in 1054 AD. And Chinese astronomers actually watched this happen and saw this actually happen before their eyes. And they didn't know what this was because they couldn't see this. They never did. Okay, what they ended up seeing was the bright spot left in the sky where the star was exploding, and this had not showed up yet. What they was here was just a bright area, right, starting right at that spot right there, and over time it moved out. And over the last 100 years, we've observed this and seen the expansion of this remnant as the material moves outward. So it's actually interesting how this actually happened. Alright, so I'm going to do that. And I'm reducing the color noise, which is good. It's beautiful. That's a really pretty shot. well focused. We got some detail in here. And if I add this back, we see subtle detail. Look at the fine structure. The fine structure in here. It'll improve as the exposures go on. But this is the Crab Nebula. There's a dot in here you can see right there. That dot right in there, that's what's called the Crab Pulsar. That's the central neutron star left over from this supernova. And it's rotating so fast that it's spinning once on its axis every 33rd of a second. So it's going 33 times per second. A star. The star, though, is small. It's compact. A white dwarf, like the center of Cleopatra's Eye that we saw earlier, that's about the size of our Earth. Okay? And even from light years away, it's so bright because of its energy that it gives off that we can see it. This is a neutron star. It's only the size of Manhattan Island. And it's spinning 33 times per second. The diameter of an object is the size of Manhattan. 33 times per second. That's fast. And so doing that kind of speed means that this object is really cranking very fast. So you might say, well, wait a minute, why isn't it falling apart? Shouldn't it be ripping itself to shreds? And the answer is, well, yes, it should, except these objects are so compact and have such high gravitational fields that they will not ever rip themselves apart. They will tend to remain intact for billions of years as they slowly spin down. So it's really interesting how this works. Let's do this. Okay, the moon will be coming up in a little bit here. Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of some of the green cast here. Yeah. So you see those colors, and if we maximize them, you can see that we have these beautiful red streaks. That's hydrogen in here that's causing the red streaks. We have oxygen causing the blue patterning that we're seeing there. It's pretty incredible how that's working. I'm just trying to get... That's more like it. Look at that. That's beautiful. And then Kyle's with us. Lynn Astro, what's going on? Yep, that's correct, Kyle. Now what's going on with this neutron star in here, okay, is that it's spinning 33 times per second. How do we know that? Because it's like a lighthouse. It has hot spots on it, and every so often, every rotation, it flashes the Earth with a flash of radiation, and we see that, and that we've determined that to be to give us the rotation rate of this object, but it's not the fastest one. Again, this object is the size of Manhattan Island, the star that's in the center of this nebula, which is a couple of light years in size, and it's causing it to be illuminated because it's hot, and it's causing this. Now the question is, how fast can a neutron star rotate? As it turns out, the fastest one we've seen so far, and it could be faster, held together by its own gravity because it's so compact and so highly gravitational that it stays intact. The fastest rotating speed so far we've seen is over 715 times per second. You don't talk about revolutions per second. You talk about frequencies when you get up that high. It's spinning so fast that it's literally, you talk about it in terms of frequencies. The frequency of the rotation. Isn't that incredible? That's absolutely incredible. Absolutely. Okay, let's just getting a color correction here. Very nice. Gosh, that's beautiful. Alright, we got 14. We'll go to 15. Moon has not risen yet, but you can see the glow on the horizon starting. Nice. Okay, so we're 5 seconds from our 15th shot. And we'll go to another one after that. Let's give that a shot. There we go. Let's actually change the name of our object here. Let's get this, and then also give ourselves a annotation save here. We're going to set the target name and save the image with the annotations. Alrighty. Now we can save it and then save it exactly as seen. Oh yes. Beautiful, beautiful nebula. Now I gotta tell you, I've been watching this nebula for years, and I'm seeing changes in it that are subtle. And I see a brightness change here. This little dark wedge area has not always been this dark. It's actually been more solid in here. So something changed in there. I got to go back to some of the earliest images to see that. But there we go. So there you go. That is the Crab Nebula, supernova remnant in Taurus the Bull. And we will be exploring that once it gets high in the sky as well. It's relatively low right now, but it's got to get higher for us to actually spend more time with it. All right, so now let's go back. Let's come out of here. You know, it's 45 degrees in the sky. That's not bad. All right, and before the moon comes up, I'll take a shot at it. Oh, what the heck? Those are headlights. Someone's driving up there. Look at that. Do you see those headlights up there? Well, at least they went down the hill. They came down from up here and went down. They're not coming down here. That's good. By the way, I'm not the only astronomer doing work tonight. Let me show you. If we turn to the side here, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can. Let me move this. There's his telescope. There's another telescope aiming out of the top of his building. He's looking low in the sky, probably at Orion. You know? Actually not Orion. He's looking farther south. Interesting. Okay. All right. So let's go look. One more thing. Now this, I do want to look at that, but I'm gonna try the Flame Nebula. This guy right here. This is the star Alnitak. It's a very, very hot young star. It's the leftmost star in Orion's belt. Then we have Alnilam and then Mintaka. Okay, now Orion's belt didn't look this way 4 million years ago. In fact, there was 1 to 2 stars in Orion's belt back then. So the stars have just basically come into being of late, you know, in the last couple million years. All right, so what I'm going to do now is come in here, go to the Flame Nebula, and we're going to rock out on the Flame Nebula. There we are. Let's see if it knows where we are. Yeah, we don't. Not yet. I gotta give it a little more exposure. Let's do a 10-second shot just to see what's going on here. Hey Luke, how you doing? Here we go. Have I seen a new Alien series, Pluribus? I have not. I'd love to see that. I asked Luke earlier. That was the. Sorry, I'm looking at this satellite traveling across here. It's kind of weird. This is a 10-second shot, though. All right, let me do back to this. That's the flame. That's going to be beautiful. All right, so we'll bring that down. All right, let's do this. Interesting. Pull this down here. And maybe this way. Pull it over a little bit, maybe. Okay, and then pull it down. There we go. All right. This will be where we're gonna stick around here for a while now. Let's get our guide star setup going. We're gonna pick this guy as a guide star. Say okay. All right, good. That'll work. All right, so then we're gonna do a 30-second photo, and at 250 for this one. All right. It's beautiful up there, I can tell you. All right, so that's just about where we should be in there. All right, we'll find out. Orion has so much stuff because it's right in the middle of a giant molecular cloud, and the Orion molecular cloud is just incredible. There we go. That is a beautiful. Now, Al-Natak is just outside the view here, right about there. So we're seeing a bit of a side reflection of it there. Let me take that out of the way and go into our live stack. We'll see it even better. Luke, did you see the 3i Atlas streams that we did? I did a time lapse of it too, so you could see it moving. Over the course of 45 minutes, it moved quite a bit. All right, let's color correct this. Yeah, that's really, really red. Too red. That's too red. Let's go. Oh, that's mid-level. Let's move that out of the way. Move black in. Black level. And let's take down this to a more realistic level. That's lowest will go right there. This is an example again of one of those nebulae where the dark stuff is laying in front. I mean, people say looks like a malevolent angel spreading its wings, as it's hovering over the field of death, you know, with the flames behind it and a eye. And sure, I mean, people have said all that, you know. It is just beautiful. I'll take down the colors just a little bit to mute it just enough. Actually, I bring it right about there. That's a little bit too much. Maybe like this. Yeah, sometimes when you have a bright light in the way, like Alnatok interfering here, it will cause cause problems. You can see the moon has arisen over here. There's the moon right there. Yay. Yeah. Shimmering on the horizon. That's beautiful. Yeah, this is nice. I like it. And let's see if its color correction is better. Yeah, the color correction improved. Okay, and then we can do this, give us a little more contrast. And then we can take our mid-level and drop it way down to make it look a little softer, reduce some of the noise. Amazing how that works. Oh yeah. And I'll just call this the flame. This is the first time I've imaged it with the telescope. This is beautiful. Gary, I'm gonna see that series, is it? Pluribus? I'm gonna write that down. I gotta see Pluribus. I'm doing a couple Navy projects right now, so I gotta work on those. But I'll watch Pluribus. Iron Sky was good too, by the way. Did you watch Iron Sky? How many of you saw the movie Iron Sky? There's a couple of them. It's really good. I liked it anyway. Looks like a dragon's breath, Luke says. I guess it does, doesn't it? I mean, it almost looks like wings and a body, okay, standing in a flame with one malevolent eye, a snout of a dragon that's hiding the other eye or whatever. Yeah, that's really interesting. Oh yeah, it's really pretty. Alright, we've done 10 right now, so I'll save it. Okay.
Save exactly as seen, Mr. Data.
Yes, sir. And then, of course, Gary says, I drew the official Iron Sky comic. So you see, I told you, I've got a famous guy in the chat. I knew you had something to do with Iron Sky. Yeah, he's something else, that guy. Okay, so let's color correct a little better. And we'll bring this a little higher up, not much, just to get a little darker. Again, it's thrown off by Alnatok, which is right about here in our view. See, here's the edge of the over spray of light that we're seeing. This could go way down here. You can see the subtle differences in that black in there. That's incredible. Alright. Source 13, we'll save it. C and D. That looks like a lung x-ray of a smoker. Egads. But that's funny. Oh, okay. Vince Gilligan from X-Files, Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul created the Pluribus series. Alright, I'm going to find Pluribus and start watching it. What's it on? It's not on Netflix, is it? It's probably on some other network. Yeah, look at that. I added some extra stuff in here to show extra detail. Very nice. On Apple Plus. Thank you, Gary. By the way, Gary's full name is Gary Cassell. K-I-S-S-E-L. L, I believe, or L, just one L. Look him up. It's G-E-R-R-Y. Cassell. Millennium, as in Millennium with big old blonde that was Sylvester Stallone's wife. What's her name? Two L's, thank you. K-I-S-S-E-L-L. Gary Cassell. Look up his work. You'll say, wow, there's a famous guy in the chat. Nice. Thank you, C&D boy. Oh, Lance Henriksen. Okay. I like Lance Henriksen. Good actor. Hard to get past him being a robot in Alien, right? I think he played a robot for one of the Alien movies. Okay, same as in the X-Files universe. Cool. You know what I really liked? There was a series I absolutely loved. It was called Fringe. I really enjoyed Fringe. I like how they explored alternate universes. Okay. Well, this is 22. We're going to save this here. Save exactly as seen. And then we're going to hop out of this. And I'm gonna look and see how bad the moonlight is and decide if we're gonna continue or if we're gonna call it for tonight and come back in a little at another time. I was gonna do the Horsehead Nebula, but with the moon up, that's gonna be tough. And the last object right here, 13th Pearl. This is something that undoubtedly you haven't seen. Okay, but this is a weird little region of the sky. All right, and when you see it, and I have to check to see where it is. It might be this guy right here. Let's go see. I just need a 5-second shot to see. I think that's it. And that'll bring it down into the view. Yep, that's it. Okay, so this object is weird. I'll tell you why. It's small, but it's weird. Small and weird. I guess that's, well, basically classic. Small, weird. I'll center it up. I could actually probably just have it find it and then center it. Right, it's got to stop moving. All right, let's try again. All right, we'll do 3 seconds. Okay, let's try this. There we go. All right, and we're gonna center this reflection nebula known as NGC 1999. Center it in the view here. All right. There we go. And it's really, like I said, a very odd object, and you're gonna see exactly why in just a minute. And this will be the last item up for bids on the Price is Right tonight. Alright, let's do that and get a guide star. That might work. I don't like it, but it'll work. Too washed out. As long as it stays on the brightest part of it, we'll be good. Okay, now there we go. So here's what we'll do. Now that we're here, we're gonna take a picture of this. We're guiding on it now, so let's go. We're gonna do a. This only needs to be about 25 seconds, and you're gonna see the strangest shaped object you've seen in space. Sally Force says, yes, Fringe is great. Have the theme as my ringtone. Oh, that's funny. Remember the episode of X-Files where they were delving into the fantasy of, that's moonlight causing the blue, causing the sky to have weird fantasies about being a secret agent and meeting aliens, and so they told it through his eyes, and at the end the alien is on a Segway all right, or something, but he comes down the alien elevator, and it takes a ridiculously long time for it to come down the spaceship, and he goes like this, goes beep boodly beep beep boop, and it drops him down. Do you remember that? I know I'm massacring the whole thing. I don't remember. There we go. Look at that. Now this object is a strange little nebula because there's a star right there, and the star is actually doing the strangest things here. It's illuminating. There's a lot of brown nebula all around us, It's actually lighting up this area here, but this dark little keyhole shape, you would think it's a dark, dense piece of nebula, and for many years that's what they thought it was. But believe it or not, it's actually a dark hole. It is actually no matter in there. There's nothing in there. And you go into it and you actually pass through a part of the molecular cloud. It's empty, which is very odd in the universe. This is one of those few places where that's true. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Alright, so this object is just so neat. Now we got 4 images taken. And it's NGC 1999, 1999. Like Space 1999. If you like, Jerry and Sylvia, then you like Space 1999. Autopilot 190. Autopilot says, the dark looks like a shark tooth. It does, doesn't it? Yep. Oh, Kathy Messick says, I really enjoyed Fringe as well. Yeah, that was really funny. Really funny. It's a good show. Walter was hilarious. The guy that played Walter, he did a good job. In one universe, he was sort of an absent-minded professor. In the other universe, he was a very slick, almost con man, if I recall. Really neat. Yeah. The star at 10 o'clock. You're talking about this one? Yeah, that's red. Yeah. Keep in mind, you know what? Here's the thing that's interesting. When you see stars through dust, their colors redden in the same way that our sun is red at sunrise and sunset. You're looking through more atmosphere, so more of the blue light is removed from the sun's spectrum by the molecules in the way, because blue light is really favorable to these molecules, and so they absorb it and redirect it in all directions. So that's why our sky is blue, because that same blue light is being spread everywhere by these molecules. And least of the places it's going is to your eyes. So that's why the sun looks red on the horizons when it gets sunrise and sunset. Now, the thing that's interesting is that in space, the sun looks white, but in our atmosphere, it looks yellow. So you have all these pictures of a yellow sun. The sun's not yellow. The sun is actually white. And so that's one of the misconceptions, But then, when we look at a place like this, where you have, this is all dark dust out here, some of these stars are being obscured by some dust, and so they look redder than normal because there's dust between us and there, dust between us and these stars. And so we will see them looking reddened a little bit. That's really how that works. It's pretty cool. And we call that interstellar reddening. We call that just reddening, and so forth. So it's really cool. John Noble played Walter, says Sam S. Thanks, Sam. Oh, Land of the Lost. Oh my gosh. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition. Felt the greatest earthquake ever known. High in the rapids, it shook their tiny raft, and plunged them down 1,000 feet below to the land of the lost. Yeah. And then Grumpy, the Tyrannosaurus puppet. Yeah. I actually liked the remake of Land of the Lost too. That was Will Ferrell, wasn't it? And then Gary says, I was wondering if that was a red dwarf. Yeah, it may be. I mean, the red dwarfs are actually are very small and dim. You don't usually see any red dwarfs without a telescope. In fact, you never see a red dwarf without a telescope. Betelgeuse is red. It's not a red dwarf. It's a supergiant. The only thing that's different is the only thing that's different is the fact that the supergiant is red like the red dwarf is red, and it's for the same reason. Red dwarfs are tiny stars that are cooler, not hotter, and red supergiants are cooler on their outer extremities because the outer extremities are so far from the nuclear generating core. Luke, great singing, Mark. Yeah, don't kiss up. You know I'm not good. Sid and Marty Krofft. Oh my gosh, yeah. HR, puffin' stuff. Who's your friend when things get rough? HR, puffin' stuff. Can't get a little cause you can't get enough. Da-da-dun, da-dun-da-da-dun. Once upon a summer's day. Oh, I'm not going to go into that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. So you can see this beautiful little keyhole into the universe here. Interesting. And that is the actual shape. And if you did a painting and painted this, okay, this would be considered a bad painting. Well, it doesn't look like that. You got this sharp edge here, that shouldn't be there, and you got this weird shape, that shouldn't be there. It's more soft. You wouldn't expect that it's a real thing, because of this. But it is a real thing, You got it. Yeah, well, I thought it was Will Ferrell, yeah. Sally Forth says, Mark, I think the X-Files episode is The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat. I actually don't remember the name of that episode. It was really good, though. It was funny because of the guy, it was told through his eyes, so you saw all of his weird concocted memories of altered reality, and I thought that was pretty cool. Very nice. NGC 1999. Okay, we're gonna save this. We have 20 of them now, and that's it for tonight. I'm gonna close it up. If you'd like to see me close it up, I will be happy to leave it live while I close up. So what I'll do is we'll come out of here, we'll go back here, and you get to watch the closing process. So first thing that we do, the telescope of course is sticking way up in the sky, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these here from the screen here, because this is what we want. We want this entire screen up for this. And what we're going to do is now tell the telescope to go into a park mode where it's going to basically put itself to bed. So it's going to do that. It's going to spin around. Alright. It's going to spin around and then lay down flat inside the building so that we will be able to then turn off power and close the roof. So this is our park mode. It goes down flat like this, and you'll notice that this side here it's going to be below the level of the roof, right? So you'll see it goes into park, and then this will change. Now it's in park mode, see? So now we're parked. So the telescope is put away, so I can disconnect from the telescope here, and then I can quit our sharp cap, our image acquisition. I can quit our planetarium, and now this is the program I wrote to run all this, and it does a nice job. And so what I'll do is now I will turn off power, and you will hear a beep saying power's off. You might have just heard that. Doodle. Okay, Okay, and those are the USBs shutting down. And now everything is down. I can now shut the building. And you can hear the roof moving down. There you go. You can watch the roof move. And that's 2,600 miles from here. So, and now that view is right on top of us here, but what's actually going on is that it's actually out, looking out now. You can see the moonlight illuminating causing a shadow that you see here. The moonlight is very bright even in the waning phase because it is just so dark out there. These lights that you see, they look really bright, but you can barely see them with your eye. Okay, the sky is so beautiful here. And so if we go look up here, let's see if Orion has, I don't think it has. Yeah, just barely. Orion has just barely crested the top of the building there. See? Kind of see it. Anyway. Okay, well, anyway, there we go. So I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed your company. Remember, all these objects are yours for the taking at skytourlive.org. All right. If you need any help with that, you can reach me at contactskytour@gmail.com right here. That's me down there. You can get me. And if anyone else in our organization answers that, it'd be Marianne or it'd be Tara. And either of them will allow you or get in touch with me if I don't see it. But I usually see it because it goes right to my machine here in my observing bunker. All right. So, all that said, thank you guys for coming out. I really had a good time with you. It was a lot of fun. And I will see you on the next SkyTour live stream. So, see you later, everybody.
Stars so bright in the sky, on Arizona nights they fly, nebulae in colors rare, galaxies beyond compare. Sky tour in the night so clear, brings the universe near. Real-time wonders to see, streaming live for you and me. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours bringing the views. Every night feels brand new. In the dark, the night unfolds, stories of the cosmos told. Through the lens, a distant dream, living real like a gleam. Far away, up so high, across the stars beyond the skull. Through the lens, a distant dream, living real like a gleam. Lift your eye up so high, across the stars beyond the sky. Sky tour shows us the way, every night a new display. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours bringing the views. Every night feels brand new. Lift your eyes to the skies, universe in all its light. Sky tours bringing the view.